not coordinated defensively. Because of the makeshift combination, they are missing assignments. And he's the guy that's getting open, and he's taking full advantage of it.
So, in other words, Parrish and Roby have really dominated Caldwell Jones and Darryl Dawkins.
No contest there at the first half.
Okay.
And that's why, and these two guys, Darryl Dawkins and Caldwell Jones, are so important to Philadelphia that you can see that those guys not playing, they're not in the game.
Big game for Rick Roby so far. All right, getting ready for the start of the second half.
Now here's Rick Roby. See, the defense is not back. He's all alone. Now that is a high percentage shot, Dick. That is a high percentage shot. And here we go to the second half now. I think a couple things have to happen. I think Maurice Cheeks is going to have to shoot more, and they're going to have to get the guys going to have to be able to play.
Maxwell lost the ball. No, it's still Boston ball.
I'm talking about Caldwell Jones and Darryl Dawkins are going to have to be able to play the second half.
Bobby Jones starts up front with Caldwell Jones and Darryl Dawkins.
No, Julius.
Julius Irving, I'm sorry, and Andrew Toney and Mo Cheeks in the backcourt. Larry Bird up front with Parrish and Maxwell, Carr and Archibald. Robert Parrish hits from the baseline. Robert Parrish.
And the continuation of domination in the center position, it continues second half. Now, Philadelphia's going to have to get their act together pretty quick the second half.
Parrish averaged nearly 20 a game, 20th in scoring in the league. And Philadelphia off to a slow start in the second half. They've only 2 fast break points in the first 19 minutes of the game. They turned the ball over 8 times in the second period and really didn't shoot well. 28% for the first 14 minutes of the game. Offensive foul called against the Boston Celtics.
Maxwell, he swung that arm to try to get Julius' hand off of him.
You said he was the MVP in the playoffs last year in his 5th season, and the turnover story. So Mo Cheeks with the ball, and you pointed out very early, Cheeks has to become more aggressive offensively, and for a flash, he did that toward the end of the first half. Toney double-teamed quickly. It's concerned with Toney. 8 seconds on the shot clock, and Maurice Cheeks hits from the corner. That's what they want. 9 points for Mo Cheeks. Tiny, he's looking to get inside, and of course they clog the middle and make him go to the corner. Parrish is up high. Caldwell Jones with him. He's playing with 3 persons. Archibald, short. Maxwell gets the offensive rebound, and Caldwell Jones might have hit it. Let's see.
And that's his 4th foul.
It is 4 fouls on Caldwell Jones. Everyone talked about Dawkins getting into foul trouble, and he is with 3, but that's 4 on Caldwell Jones.
Now here's the shots taken by Tiny. That's the shot they wanted to take. And there's the rebound. There's Caldwell Jones coming over the top.
Bird, foot block on Irving. It's still Boston ball.
And you see the pass that Bird was attempting to make was a bounce pass. And what happens if you don't get it through, that's what happens. You get a new 24 seconds because they have to kick.
Bobby Jones doubling on Max. Bird puts a fake on Bobby Jones and loops it short. Tries to tip it up. And here comes Julius. Gets it out to Toney, and Carr steals the ball. M.L. Carr all the way.
The kind of stuff, the Philadelphia usually they key on mistakes. And what happened was that pass, that outlet pass that Julius made was a correct pass, but he should have put more velocity on it.
You could see that coming. M.L. Carr, the steal.
M.L. Carr did see it coming.
Timeout.
Dredging for oysters isn't easy, but I like it out here. There's no time clocks and traffic jams, and the air is fresher, and the water's cleaner. And you know, I even think the beer tastes better. Hey, looks like it's Miller time. Yeah!
Miller time. Time for America's quality beer.
Well, another day at the office, huh?
Miller High Life.
If you've got the time,
3 Millers.
Miller's got the beer. Miller beer.
What made Chevy Chevette the best-selling small car in America last year?
All the standard features: reclining front seat, AM radio, shift console, white stripe tires, hold-down rear seat, and lots of other things.
Is the Chevette's great gas mileage? A big 30 EPA estimated miles per gallon, 42 estimated highway.
But if these Chevette's low price, it's still one of the lowest priced four-door hatchbacks sold in America, foreign or domestic.
And if you take delivery by May 31st, get 12.8% financing.
I never understand some companies. They'll spend a fortune on a businessman's salary and make him fly coach where he wastes a day. If they flew Pan Am's Clipper class, For a little extra money, they'd have room to work and room to think. Pan Am's always understood the business traveler. I still remember my first flight.
Mr. Bradley, I wouldn't worry. You'll do just fine in Manila.
You think the presentation will go all right, Mr. Bradley?
I think it'll be brilliant.
Pan Am Clipper class, you can't beat the experience.
He could be Boston's most valuable player. Look at the year he had. It was the year that Robert Parrish emerged as a star in the game to give the Celtics an intimidator inside and an all-round player who can handle the ball, hit from outside. He has 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 block shots today. He is really the tower of strength for the Boston Celtics out of Centenary in his 5th year. The man they call the Chief, Robert Parrish.
And he's not a bad Chief, I can tell you that. And this Boston Celtics game is suited perfectly for his talent.
Biggest lead, 21 points. Julius and Parrish knocked the ball away. A fine block. It is still Philadelphia ball. Irving says, what about goaltending? And it was touched by...
Now, here's this play. There's Robert Parrish. He blocks the shot. And it's off of Caldwell Jones, I believe. That's what it looked like. But they call it... I'm disagreeing with the referees against
You ought to be a referee, you know, because you really...
No.
Stolen by Maxwell on the inbound pass. What
another fast break.
Offense for Boston in this game. Basket counts by Bird and a foul, and the Celtics
capitalize on Philadelphia mistakes.
Struggle against Washington. They're playing this game like they're spry and ready to go, and Philadelphia, that beat Milwaukee Friday in Milwaukee, can't get out of first gear as Mike Phantom replaces Bobby Jones. Is their biggest lead, and Larry Bird will go to the line with 13 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals.
You probably think he's ready to play.
Yeah, I think they all are. This is game 1, folks, best of 7. We'll be with you next weekend, games 3 and 4 from Philadelphia, Saturday and Sunday afternoon. Deep. Good.
Bad rotation of the ball. He's a better shooter than that.
9:40 to go, third period. 22-point lead, biggest lead of the ball game for Boston. Bird adding to it. Not this time, and here comes the dot. Julius Maxwell from behind fouls him. Max tried to knock the ball away because he had some green shirts in front of Julius, and he commits his 4th personal foul. 4 fouls on Cedric Maxwell.
But he's one of the players that plays well with fouls.
Team foul, number 1 on Boston. Sixers have 2 team fouls. Tony over ML Carr. Julius keeps it going. Good play by Julius, but it winds up in the hands of Carr.
And they go bad.
Yep. Drains it forward. Bird. Julius on him. Low to Parrish. Double team. Caldwell Jones is there. Good defense by Caldwell Jones. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Even the passes at the top of the board come out to Boston hands. Cunningham shows what it's all about for Philadelphia's side. I mean, that was a brutal shot, and Celtics have possession with 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Carr from Guilford College, fouled by Chief.
Now, you know what Billy Cunningham is thinking about. He's sitting there looking at it, and it's not despair. Well, the coach doesn't have time for that. What he has to see is get a feel of what he can do to change the tempo of what's happening so that the game is flowing in that direction. They're swimming upstream right now.
Boston's just executing their game better than Philadelphia is executing theirs. Boston's not doing anything.
But there are reasons for that.
Parrish inside. That's one of them.
Yes. Well, the foul trouble with Caldwell Jones now, he has to have help now because of the foul trouble that he didn't have to have before. So now you got a distortion in the defense. Is that they're helping guys out that are helping them out. And this makes you play bad defense. And Boston's capitalizing on it.
Foul is on ML Carr. Let's watch Robert Parrish, who's done it all inside this season.
See, he's keeping active, going across the lane. He's there. Now he's inside there for the easy shot.
Carr's foul was his 3rd personal, and the 2nd team foul on the Celtics with 8:10 remaining in the 3rd period. Mo Cheeks so far has 9 points. 5 below his playoff average. Tony, big threat offensively, hits the shot. 13 points.
But one of the problems with that shot he just took and made, shot went in. But because he took so much time to get shot off, the offense is frozen. So their transition is usually not good. And then if they don't make a good bucket basket, they're out of it on the transition game.
Archibald going to Parrish. Caldwell Jones has him out, going baseline. What a move, baseline, and he did that against one of the best defensive forwards and centers in basketball. 7 of 12. He's in his last 4 as Parrish. Sixers trying to save it. Look at the hustle by M.L. Carr. And we'll have substitutions. Here's the move by Robert again.
He's got Caldwell Jones, and he can feel him on his hip. And I can feel him. He sees on the other side. There goes baseline. And so you don't block those kind of dunk shots.
No. Flint Richardson back in the ball game, and Mo Cheeks goes out. Cheeks has 9 points. Caldwell Jones, who hit 20 points in one game against Milwaukee, misses there. Carr knocked away by Richardson, and it's still Boston ball.
Good defensive play by Richardson. The only place you can get that is just when you pick the ball up and got in front of him.
Bill Fitch, who did a fine job at Cleveland, getting him into the Eastern Finals against Boston several years ago. Spent 3 years in Boston.
And that's some pick that Bird has put on Tony.
Bird.
And he was rewarded for it.
16 for Larry Bird. High scorer now in the ball game. Tony for 3. Wide.
Blocked by Maxwell.
And Richardson's shot. Richardson again misses. He's not a great shooter. But Philadelphia has to find an offense from somebody. Their leading scorer, Tony, has 13. Julius has 12. And here come the Sixers with Richardson to Bantam. Bantam goes in and can't make the layup on the roll. 6:25 to go in the third. 26-point lead. Biggest lead of the ball game for Boston. Now it's 28. And the Celtics are hammering the 76ers. And Philadelphia has scored only 4 points in nearly half of this third period. And the pictures tell the story.
It's almost like you got to get out of the way.
28-point lead. And every chapter is a different one when these teams meet. Last year, Philadelphia had it in their hip pocket, 3-1, and had leads in 3 different games, 5, 6, and 7, and lost it. Right now, Philadelphia has been buried with 6:17 to go in the third. We'll be back.
I found out how affordable Michelin radios were. I thought they were putting me on. Well, as it turns out, I'm putting them on.
I came in here expecting only to have enough for my second choice, but he put me on to Michelin for about the same price.
If anyone tells you Michelin quality is too expensive, they're putting you on. Price Michelins. Only our standards are high.
I found out Michelin prices are really competitive. So that's what I'm putting on.
Michelin. We put America on radios.
I'm Hurley Hayward. Our race team has over $100,000 invested in this race car, so we protect our investment with Kendall Motor Oil.
I don't drive a race car, but I have a big investment of my own to protect. So I use Kendall Superb 100 gas-saving motor oil. Its special friction fighters keep my car running smooth and help save gas. You don't have to own a race car to need Kendall protection. You just have to own a car.
Protect your investment with Kendall Confidence.
When you buy a new car, you want to keep it looking new. And that's easy with Armor All Protectant. A scientific formula that took a polymer chemist 10 years to develop. It helps keep rubber, vinyl, leather, and plastic looking new. So even though you can't keep your car from getting old, you can keep it from looking old. Armor All. It's science, but it works like magic.
Boston clobbering Philadelphia to this point, 77-49. Sixers have only 4 points. Talk about penetration with Tiny Archibald.
On this fast break now, Tiny is the guy fast Richardson, and now he gets in there, gets reaction from the defense, makes a nice pass, easy shot to Maxwell.
The rebounding story, as you might expect, Boston excelling in that area.
By 10.
And in shooting, Philadelphia 2 of 11 in this period, only 34% for the game.
And I'm not sure, but I don't think Boston's got any points in this second half from outside. I think as long as we remember that one that Larry Bird made, which is about 12 feet. But they're getting inside.
Flint Richardson shot blocked by Robert Parrish. Maxwell lost it to Richardson inside. Banks it in. Flint Richardson, who averaged more than 4.5 points a game. Tough guard.
And he just ran into a pick by M.L. Carr. To set up Tony to get a foul with Johnny Archibald.
Second foul on Andrew Toney. And for the Philadelphia 76ers, the 4th team foul. 5:48 to go, third period. Told you, Philadelphia, last 5 years, winningest team in the league, but they haven't been able to get the brass ring. It's the one thing they want. And a foul inside.
And 5 fouls on Caldwell Jones.
5 on Caldwell Jones.
So here's the guy that normally doesn't get in foul trouble.
Earl Puritan is going to come back in the ball game, and there's nothing Billy can do. I'll tell you one thing, he's saving his energy in this one.
He hasn't given up yet.
Nobody saved his energy so far. Earl Puritan, who so far in the ball game has scored 5 points. That was Caldwell Jones on the bench. He came out with 5. This boat, Tony, threw it away. Threw it over Richardson's hand. Might have
right through. That was a bullet. And not a silver bullet.
Cheeks is going to come back in. He has only 2 assists in the ball game.
Now, I'd like to point out right now, Dick, that Philadelphia definitely has foul trouble with Caldwell Jones and J.R. Dawkins. Bird's not. But we always consider injuries and foul trouble the same. You don't use either one as an excuse. You know, like guys said, well, so-and-so has hurt, so just like they're in foul trouble. That's part of the game.
Speaking about foul trouble, Maxwell just picked up number 5, and Kevin McHale's going to come in. So he has 5 fouls, and now they're bringing in, as Cheeks comes in for Philadelphia, as we told you, Kevin McHale, who has 9 points in the ball game and 5 rebounds. Second-year player and an outstanding 6th man who started a good deal of the season. He started 32 ball games.
And with that substitution, they didn't go up or down in terms of team talent. They just made it just a difference.
McHale was on Irving, and Irving misses outside. That's right. Good point. 4:45 remaining in the third. Harris at the baseline. Double team. Makes no difference.
You can't double team up there.
Max on the bench, but Parrish with 16 big points in the ball game. Last 5 in a row, and a 30-point Boston lead. I don't know how many times there's been a 30-point lead in this series. I'm sure there had to be at some point.
Not a lot.
McHale from Tiny, even when it doesn't work, things work. Not that time, but that's one of the few times. They even score off a broken play. Cheeks, security, drives in. Tandem, look at that. Parrish blocks it. Bird stepped on the line. It's Philadelphia ball, but that's not the point. Boston makes chicken salad out of chicken feathers, and Philadelphia, when they have it right in front of them, can't manage to do much.
Now, here's that other shot missed. There's Parrish blocking it, and look at Larry Bird go try to make it.
Look at that. And that's with a 30-point lead, folks, with 4:05 remaining in the third.
He loves his fans. He wanted to be out there with them.
He's in there signing autographs. Not really. By the way, Parrish has blocked 5 shots in this ball game. He was 5th in the league in blocked shots. 4 players in this game were amongst the top 10. Bantam going to the hoop, and McHale on a break. Henderson is behind Carr. Carr against Cheeks. Henderson. Philadelphia can best regroup. Cheeks. Puritan. We've got Bird and Parrish. Parrish block shot number 6, and you could see it coming. You could see that coming. Parrish has 6 of the 10. 3:40 remaining, third period.
Now, what Robert Parrish has done today will last for at least 3 or 4 games. Just the thought of it. the memory of it will be vivid for at least 3 or 4 games.
You know that kind of thing, I know. McHale rebounds off the miss.
And what it causes guys to get steps in 3 seconds offensively a lot of times because they're looking for that guy and they're making mistakes like that. Henderson,
who really matured this year. His quickness paid off defensively, offensively. Look at the pass. Parrish to Henderson. The Boston.
The oldest playing basketball, the give and go.
Danny Ames and Chris Ford, the young and the old, kind of, so to speak. Banham up. Parrish clears it. And a foul by Banham. But let's look at the give and go. As you said, the oldest play in the books works to perfection.
Gerald Henderson. This is what you call the give, and he makes the pass inside. That's the give, and there he goes.
What can we say? 32-point lead.
They're saying it all, right there.
Now, from Renault, who turbocharged Grand Prix racing and won, there is Fuego. Born of Renault Racing, Fuego. Turbocharged or fuel-injected with 5 forward speeds, a slippery .35 drag coefficient, rack and pinion steering, front-wheel drive, cockpit instrumentation. Fuego by Renault. Drive Fuego for under $8,500 at Renault and American Motors dealers everywhere.
I'm Julius Irvin. People call me Dr. J because of how I operate. For 20 years, I've been making my rounds in these, Converse. Light on the fast break, strong when you go to set a pick, and in rebounding, no shoe protects you better than Converse. So when people ask me for my advice on how to improve their game, I always say, take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
On every field, on every court. Reach for the stars. Converse.
Poor guy. Went just like that. Whoa. Yeah, and he seemed so healthy. Oh! You, Harvey Conway. Me? Oh, no. I got a wife, kids, a tournament.
And a piece of the Rock Prudential Life Insurance. That'll help.
Nothing gives you peace of mind like a piece of the rock. Maybe that's why more people choose Prudential than any other life insurance.
I thought I'd have more time. Doesn't everybody?
Prudential Insurance.
Tuesday, it's another edition of the Book of Lists. Bill Bixby and guest Cloris Leachman show you ways to leave your lover, the windiest cities, the sexiest men in America, and more. Tuesday.
If you want to see basketball at its best, you want to see precision, power, running game by a team that people say may be amongst the greatest in the game. The playoffs may write another chapter. During the regular season, they were the Boston Celtics. Parrish, 7 blocked shots, but 5 in this period. 4 for 4 shooting, and he has really been a key, but the bench has too.
They're getting a lot of good things now. In the first half, his substitute, Rick Rubin, may have outplayed him.
That's right.
And he's having a great game now.
Here's a guy who has not played. He's a forgotten man for Philadelphia. 11-year veteran Steve Mix, who has been a forgotten man. Billy Cunningham in there now. Has played well against Boston in the past. He sets good picks and a good shooter from outside and from the line. 85-51. Mix. Doesn't go. Bobby Jones tried to tip it in.
And McCall got the rebound. Now here's Larry Bird. Bird is hitting McHale.
Double team McHale. Doesn't make a difference. McHale again. Sheridan comes down with it. Philadelphia 3 of 22 from the field in the third period.
Now they're not getting the shot so they want off the break.
Harris rebound on Mix's miss.
They had a 4-on-3 break and they didn't capitalize on it. That's what they have to do.
Look at that, shooting. And I think it's less than that right now. I think it's less than 15. Harris, McHale goes up and is fouled. 2:10 remaining. Don't forget, second game of our doubleheader will be at the Forum in Los Angeles for Game 1 of the Western Finals between the San Antonio Spurs and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Now, you look at this. This is sort of a mismatch, it seems. Now, you look up in Boston and you say, well, they should beat these guys 4 straight. No way. You look at these 2 teams, and the next game could be as different as night and day.
You know, a lot of fans may think that the 76ers are getting whipped so badly, they're going to be crushed and they'll never come back from this.
These teams are too strong psychologically. They're just position off to experience, and it will not affect them adversely in any way the next game.
Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. The Sixers have missed 13 of their last 14 shots. They get 14 out of 15. Fast break, Henderson. Tipped up. No good by McHale. But they had a second man there, as they always do. They playing with 6 or 7 men, I mean, at the same time. Looks that way.
I think some of the guys at the Sixers think so today.
1:35 remaining, third period. Cheeks down the middle and gets the basket in the foul, too. Only 8 points in this period for Philadelphia. And Fitch still trying to get one thing about Bill Fitch. He'll never get him satisfied. He'll never say, guys, we did it all right. Good going. We'll see you for game 2. He'll find something wrong.
This is a good game when guys are making mistakes that you get all over them about it because they can hear you better when they're playing well. And you correct the mistakes here when you have a good situation and you can get the guy's attention. But you do not want to make those mistakes in a close ball game. So if you remind the guy of these mistakes in a ball game like this, it helps you in the next ball game.
That's a great point. Foul, by the way, was on Larry Bird, his second. He's got 20 points in the ball game. Bird has 20. Parrish has 18. Roby, 15. Hasn't played much in this third period, if at all. And Tony, 13, leading Philadelphia. He has not played Roby in the second half.
And you'd say that Philadelphia has had a slight advantage in the center position.
Tony commits these fouls on occasion.
Now here's Bird and Richardson going after the rebound. And there's Tony with the foul right there.
Philadelphia over the limit, and Larry Bird will go to the line and shoot.
And you notice, by that last play, the Sixers have not given up. Because you have to hustle, no matter what the score is and how much time is left, doesn't make any difference. You got to go all out, all the time, way out there.
This, as we know, this Philadelphia club is a fine basketball team. They have been playing perhaps some of their best basketball. They're getting blown out by the Celtics here, but they have quality people on that team.
And that's what it's all about. Quality people.
Well, Curran gets it out to Cheeks. Look how Boston is hustling on defense with a lead like this. Henderson.
And a great pass by Larry Bird. And a great reception by Gerald Henderson.
And everyone on the Boston bench supports each other, and Irving is on the bench with 12. Curran inside. Bird with the rebound. 3-on-3. Carr has Henderson free underneath. Harris. With 18 seconds in the period. 12 now on the shot clock. Biggest lead has been 39. Here comes Philadelphia. And Tony's layup ends it in the third period. Incredible scoring in the third period. The Celtics outscored them by 31-11. Yep, that's right. That's the end of the third period with the score. Boston, 93. Philadelphia, 56. Game 1 of our best of 7. And we'll be back with the start of the fourth period after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
Managing branch office communications can be puzzling, but now there's a system from New England Telephone that solves that problem. Using 8-digit dialing, it connects all of your offices nationwide. It automatically routes or reroutes every call to the least expensive line,
letting us control costs, speed information, and increase productivity.
We put it together for the Foxborough Company. We can put it together for you.
It doesn't take a banker to know that interest rates on new car loans are high. 21% at a major New England bank. But why go to a bank when your New England Oldsmobile dealer is offering 12.8% on any Olds? That's the lowest GMAC interest rate in over a year. So where would I go for a new car loan? I wouldn't go to a bank.
See your New England Oldsmobile dealer right now. He'll help you buy a new car for less.
Family Feud, weekdays at 5:30.
I'm a fan of great inside moves. I'm a fan of David Greenwood.
I'm a fan of fast moves, so I'm sure a fan of David Thompson. I love to watch a great all-around ball player. That's why I can't help being a Dr. J fan. Hey, that's exactly the same reason why I'm a Kevin McHale fan.
I like watching a star in the rise. That's why I'm a Joe Barry fan.
Everybody's an NBA fan because the NBA action is fantastic.
The preceding message was furnished by the National Basketball Association. The NBA on CBS is sponsored by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Norelco Rotatrack Razor. And by Prudential, for life, health, auto, home. Get a piece of the rock. Prudential Insurance.
We're back at Boston Garden. There are 14 championship banners. They're looking for number 15. And in the third period, Celtics outscored Philadelphia 31-11, and it wasn't as close as that score indicates.
No, it did look like a mismatch. Well, that's just what's so unique about playoff competition is that
you never know.
It doesn't do with the next game.
That's right.
Absolutely nothing.
Look at that shooting story. You know, Boston hasn't been at 50% in this ball game. Turnover story. Fourth period, Nick Stockton and Bill Russell. Boston Garden has been a wipeout for the Celtics. They have a 37-point lead. Steve Mix, who hasn't played in a long time, except sporadically. He's played 3+ minutes. And Curran has 7 points in the ball game, so he's getting some playoff experience against Boston here. Henderson is in there. Larry Bird had quite a third period. Robert Parrish has had quite a game. He's got 20 overall now.
And Curran is just not big enough to play him.
Well, the foul trouble story, you graphically told us about that at halftime. Curran hits the jumper. He has 2 in a row. Caldwell Jones is on the bench with 5 personal fouls. And Dawkins has 3s on the bench. There's Parrish trying to get free, and Larry Bird comes in. Parrish, offensive class to Chris Ford. Bring it out. Terrific camaraderie amongst both players on both teams. They respect each other. Bill said just game 1, and that's what it is, just game 1. Parrish ups it, and it drops for him. 22 for Parrish. Ties him with Bird for the game scoring lead. He has hit now 7 in a row, however. He's on a roll. He's 0-0. Mix. Tony. Ford is on Tony. Mix is trying to set a screen. Andrew. Short. Harris with another rebound. 14 in the game. Harris was 8th in rebounding in the league. And he's averaging in the playoffs a little more than 12 coming into this one. There we go. 24. For Robert Parrish. He was runner-up to Larry Bird and MVP in the All-Star game. Earl Curran has hit 2 in this period. Cliff Richardson goes up and gets the hoop. So Richardson, leading scorer for Philadelphia, Andrew Toney with 15 points. He's in the game right now. Chiefs and Irving have 12. And Philadelphia wisely is keeping Julius on the bench. No need to waste him at this point.
You know, in a game like this, you know, sometimes they say, well, you beat them and give them something to think about. This is the kind of game you don't have to think about any of it. Try to forget this one.
Right. Bird outside. 24 points. What a display of basketball in every phase of the game. Excellent. Celtics, 63 wins. Became the first team since Milwaukee Bucks to win 60 or more 3 straight years. Franklin Edwards, who was the #1 draft pick out of Cleveland State, and a fine youngster waiting for his opportunity, and according to Billy C, it'll come. Ford commits the foul, and we have a timeout. Nearly 3 minutes gone by in this 4th period. It's been Boston. B-O-S-T-O-N. Simple as that.
If your morning shave is turned into a nightmare, gotcha. Wake up to the exclusive twin-action Norelco Rotatrack razor. Inside 3 floating heads. Twin-action grips and raises hair up, then razors hair off. closer than ever. For twin blade closeness without a nick or cut, the twin action Norelco Rotatract razor, cord or rechargeable. For a shave that's twin blade close, but no gotcha.
So while everyone else was redesigning the car, Firestone was redesigning the tire.
The result? Oh, our latest 721, the Metrics.
How about traction?
All season. Great with front or rear wheel drive.
Unusual tread, Mr. Peabody.
For superb handling on today's fuel-efficient cars.
And sizes?
Fits 98% of the cars on U.S. roads. Excluding imports, including imports.
Where could you possibly go from here?
To lunch.
Firestone 721 Metrics, the tire redesigned.
Being a lumberjack, you'd think the last thing I'd do on my day off is climb a tree. If you knew how much we got for winning, you'd know we don't do it for the money. But after it's over, the one thing we'd better get is a really great beer.
That's right.
Come on, guys. It's Miller time.
Miller time. Time for America's quality beer.
You know I let you win, don't you?
Miller High Life.
If you got the time, Miller's got the beer.
The San Antonio Spurs, who eliminated Seattle in 5 games, and the Lakers, who swept Phoenix in 4, will go at it in Game 1 of the Western Conference Final coming up next on CBS. The survivor of that series, the winner of this series, will meet in the NBA's World Championship Series, which you will see all games, whether they go 4 or 7, on CBS. Franklin Edwards, the rookie from Cleveland State, is in the backcourt with Clint Richardson. Steve Mix, Earl Curitin, and Andrew Toney. Richardson misses the shot, McHale the rebound. So only Toney, the starter in the lineup right now for Philadelphia. Coming up between games, you will see in its entirety the exciting punching ability of Boom Boom Mancini as he knocked out Art Frias in the first round yesterday on CBS. You will see that entire first round, and it was an action-packed round indeed. Brent will also have other news and scores. Henderson hits a short jumper.
That's a free one, you know. You intercept it down there, you say, well, I'm going to take this one. I got this one by myself. I think I'll just take it.
41-point lead. That's got to be the biggest in history between these clubs. Richardson misses. Bird the rebound. It's Bird. Roby is back in the game, by the way. He had 15 points in the first half. And McHale. Basket good and a foul.
And you see what happens with a team like this that Philadelphia has out there. As I repeat myself saying that where you get hurt the most is defensively. Now, McHale, who's a dangerous player, and then in ordinary circumstances, the guy that usually guarded would never let him be down by himself without watching him, because you know he's dangerous. And these guys didn't even know he was there because the defense is not coordinated.
We're going to see Danny Ainge and Charles Bradley before long in this game. Curran committed the foul.
3-point play by Kevin McHale.
Edwards. Earl Curitin. And Bird. He's picked up a few rebounds here.
And the first thing he does when he's sure he's got control of the ball is to look up court. But he never does it before he has made sure he's got control of the ball.
15 rebounds in the ball game for Larry Bird. Look at the feed to Chris Ford. The Philadelphia bench just watching. This is a rout with a capital R. Franklin Edwards misses the shot, and McHale. They're going to break again Henderson. Roby is ahead of Henderson, and he couldn't handle the ball. Philadelphia takes over, and here is the #1 draft choice for the Boston Celtics coming in the ball game, and a hand for Larry Bird. Let's pick up Bird as he goes out. Somewhat against Washington in the last series. Bird breaks out to the tune of 24 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, and he also had 4 steals. A great performance from Larry Bird. With many great performances by the Celtics.
Now, you know, you look at this game, and it's not even close. But there's not a person in this building that is not, except on the Philadelphia bench there, that's not enjoying this.
Charles Bradley is saw there, and he is a crowd pleaser in his own right. He is a strong performer. As you just look at his physique, and you can tell that. He can dunk the ball and a tough, tenacious defensive player. Charles Bradley, who's averaged 6.5 minutes during the regular year. Curtin misses. And here's Earl again from the Detroit. Junior eligible goes in, and Richardson crashing the board against Roby. It's Taya, who's ever in the game. They're working hard. They're trying awfully hard, Russ.
Well, the team didn't get here today without playing that way. You know, you say they're getting just run out of the building, but they will be in there fighting until that last whistle blows, because in order to get here, you had to be that kind of team.
108 to 62. That adds up to a 46-point lead, and as Russ says, that's just a story in game one.
All over America, Ramada is changing the ho-hums into the ahas.
We're taking ho-hums out, we're putting ahas in. We're making changes for the better, cause we like the grins.
We're putting ahas into our bedrooms, our lobbies, and our restaurants. So if you've been tired of the ho-hums, come to Ramada. We're waiting for you with some very big ahas.
We're changing right before your eyes.
At Ford Motor Company, quality is job one.
Well, quality, as far as I'm concerned, means a satisfied customer.
First, you get quality, because production without quality is no production at all.
You won. Quality is number one with us. Job one is to make the very best car we can.
Better and better, see what we've done. At Ford, quality is job one.
When this young executive bought a house, he looked in towns where the commuter trains were reliable, smart. And when he bought a new car, he researched resale prices on the model he wanted, smart. And today, he's placing the biggest order for plain paper copiers in his company's history. He chose Sabin, the company with an extensive product line and the largest service network in the industry. Smart.
Next weekend, the pros are back in full swing at the Colonial National Invitation, and CBS Sports Emmy Award-winning team covers the action like no one else. Next weekend on CBS Sports.
And we have a superb field in store for the Colonial National Invitation. The total purse, $350,000, and first prize, $63,000. The Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas, next week on CBS Sports. Don't forget, stay tuned for the MVP award at the end of the game. You're looking at players who are on the bench now, getting some rest, who will have to come back for Philadelphia. And how will they do that, Jess?
Well, first of all, they get a good night's sleep tonight, because this is a game you can't worry about. But they had a tough series with Milwaukee. No one goes and plays Milwaukee without coming out of that bruise. And so this is a day off. It's a bad day to take it, but it's a day off.
Here's Larry Bird. By the way, they've given him 10 assists. So he has the triple-double of 24 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists in the ballgame. Roby again inside. Fast. More on Philly?
Well, now what they're going to have to do is they're going to regroup, you know, and start square one in the next game. And they're just, you know, they got to win one game here in order to eliminate Boston. So if they're going to win one game, it won't be the first game. But they need to win a second or sixth game or whatever.
But they're not going to do anything different except try to execute and shoot a little bit better. Shoot a little better. They're shooting 20% this half.
Well, execution will cause you to shoot that way. But no, they just go back to playing the way they play, because it's too late to make major adjustments.
Point-a-minute basketball. Philadelphia 17 points in 17 minutes in this half. 6:24 remaining in the fourth period. Franklin Edwards recovers.
And Philadelphia can't get anything to go in.
No. You know,
maybe they can make a free throw.
Nothing has worked for Philly all game. Boston has made that happen, of course, and nothing's gone wrong for Boston.
I hope that their bus didn't break down or doesn't break down on the way home.
Tires, right? McHale has his third personal foul.
Because those days, things like that happen.
Of course, team fouls, personal fouls, all academic and really meaningless at this point, but just for the record. Mercifully, only 6:17 remaining for Philadelphia in game one. I wonder what about Boston's attitude? Now, I know, having talked to you all year, that they don't say, oh, boy, we really got them on the run. What is Boston's attitude after this game, going into game two?
Well, what they will do, if I know Bill Fitch, he will take a look at the tape of this game, and what he'll do is pick out the mistakes they made at the beginning of the game. and say, now, this is what they're going to do. This is what they're going to try to capitalize on. And these are things we're going to have to do because it's not going to be this way next game. It's not going to be this way at all.
Foul is on Charles Bradley. Loose ball foul, and team over the limit, so they're going to shoot it. And as we mentioned at the top, each club knows the other team's plays. They know their strategy. There is nothing new and nothing surprise. The only adjustments that we will see in this series will be defensive adjustments as the series goes on. That's the only kind of change. So it's really, again, execution.
I remember when I was playing in playoffs one time, Vic, I knew the other team's plays. We knew him pretty well. And the center, who used to give me a hard time, I won't call his name, but he gave me a hard time. So he wasn't getting the ball very much. And so I started thinking, I said, why don't you call a 24 play? That was his play. I said, you know, you should call that. I mean, after all, don't they remember you? And he says, how do you know I play so well? I said, I know him better than you do.
That's right. They look at videotapes by the hours. 5:40 remaining. Don't be fooled by this game any more than Philadelphia leading 3-1 last year. Ford misses a two-point attempt, but Roby is there, and he may be called for loose ball. 53, Roby, offensive foul. Larry Bird had a superb day for the Celtics. He averaged 17.2 in the series against Washington, and Danny Ainge is coming in, so we'll get to see Danny. And going out of the ball game now, Gerald Henderson.
And they give him a standing ovation to Gerald Henderson. That's how well he played.
We'll get back to Ainge. Henderson had 8 points in the ball game. Third year from Virginia Commonwealth and really matured. Made his quickness work for him on defense as well as offense, which had been his history coming into this year. And Henderson started 28 games when Tiny Archibald was out with the wrist injury.
That was one of those rebounds. You know, I said 90% of the rebounds are taken below the height of the rim. That was one of the 10%.
Roby inside. Hits the shot. Rick Roby. 112 to 66 with 5:10 remaining in the game. Franklin Edwards. And a Boston foul on Danny Ainge, making Roby's fifth. Here's a new handshake.
That has to be ML Carr. Oh, that's Maxwell.
Yeah, the Spiders shaking, right. Mitchell get him. He'll crack the whip this week.
He'll be the most hated man in Boston within the Celtics family there, because he's going to make him work
Let me tell you
the next game.
No one ever said that Bill Fitch was the most popular coach with his players. Last man to say that will be Fitch. He knows he's not, but look at the result. Roby into McHale. McHale into the basket. 16 for McHale. Let's review the scoring. Parrish and Bird with 24. They're finished for the day. Roby 19. McHale 16. Carr 10. Bannon with a nice play inside for Philadelphia. You look at the clock. Andrew Toney with 15. Cheeks and Irving with 12. Puritan with 10. Caldwell Jones and Bobby Jones did not score in this ball game. I don't know how often you'll see that again. Ford into McHale. Chris. $116-70. Biggest lead was 48 points.
The biggest lead was 48.
So we have a foul on the Celtics. There you look. Bill Fitch in Boston. Not bad, friend. 63, 62, and 61.
He's going down. He better be careful. That's a bad trend.
No, he's going up. 61. I'm sorry. I read it the way you did. They're looking for Eric Bernstein to come in the game. That's what they want. Eric Bernstein, who's sitting next to Bill Fitch on the bench, and you know, in fact, Bernstein and Fitch have smiles on their face. You know we'll see Eric. Ainge the rebound. There's Eric Bernstein. Look. He's going to wait for the right time. You know, he wants a great appearance for him. You got to time these things right.
Yeah, you got to milk the crowd. That's what I mean, Dick.
Ainge for three. We understand everyone is dry and comfortable inside, but outside it's raining and hailing. All right, this is what they want. And he's contributed as well this year, which we'll tell you about.
And that's like red, like a cigar.
Yep,
That's
right.
It's over.
All right, here comes Eric Bernstein in the ball game. Eric Bernstein is a very popular player. By the way, McHale is going out, as you see, with 16. But Eric Bernstein is very popular with his teammates. He went to USF. He played in 43 games, but the big shining moment for him came against Houston, when everyone fouled out, including Parrish, and he scored 6 points in 9 minutes and won it with a three-point play. That was a big moment. Throwing the ball away off of Bradley's hand. And that game without Larry Bird. This is one time that injuries for the Celtics this year, when they lost Bird and Archibald and then came back with them off the bench, really boosted the ball club. They got the bench to play a lot more. Helped everyone.
Well, they got a chance to really find out under pressure what they really had.
Puritan hits the jump shot. Boston will have the edge in everything, I think, in this ball game. Bernstein, he played with Bill Fitch in Cleveland. Played under him in Cleveland. Fitch knew what he could get from his 12th man. Danny Ainge pops outside, gets his own rebound. Block, another shot. And the rebound by Clint Richardson. We'll give you a rundown on Danny Ainge in case many of you have not seen him much since he's been coming in. Good play by Clint Richardson. Danny Ainge was activated by the Celtics December 9th. He was the 31st player picked last year, and of course has decided to play with the Toronto Blue Jays, gave up baseball, and after a bit of a controversy came to the Celtics. Had a team-high 7 steals against the Knicks in March. 2:13 to go. Bradley using his muscle going to the hoop. Puritan coming out. Well, the Sixers, plenty of rest in this ball game. The starters. First quarter, you know, is only 30-24 Boston. Last 2 minutes of the ball game, and you're going to see Boom Boom Mancini pack the leather against Art Freya.
The whole fight in its entirety.
And Eric Bernstein is on the board to the delight of the packed house, and not many of them are left. They're going to enjoy their Mother's Day dinner. Mix draws offensive foul.
Now here's Eric Bernstein, how he gets that jump shot. Typical USF shooter.
Timeout, 1:36 remaining.
And Dick, this is a chance that you and I can say Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there.
Canon presents the new AE1 program. Watch Tracy Austin put Canon's new camera to the test. It's more camera, more versatile. For the pro photographer.
It's even more advanced.
And for tennis pro Tracy Austin.
It's even simpler to use. Here, catch. The new program mode makes it so easy. I'm always ready to shoot like a pro.
The new AE1 program, so advanced, it's simple. And more of both. Canon, the photographic consultant to the National Basketball Association.
Top this antics.
Whoa! Got a pair of Monroes on sale.
Monroe shock absorbers?
On sale? Monroe's Top Shocks. Radialmatic and Monroe Magnum 60s. Buy one, get the second half price.
That's 50% off the second shock.
You can't top a Monroe deal. What do you say?
Deal me!
2 Radialmatics, 2 Monroe Magnum 60s.
Hurry while supplies last.
Like a lot of people, I'm taking better care of my body. Better care of my skin, too. With Skin Bracer Aftershave. Shaving is rough, so I use Skin Bracer. It cools and smooths skin. Tightens pores. That's the tingle. Smells great, too. But Skin Bracer's not cologne. It's skin care that feels good. That's why more men are saying, thanks. I needed that.
Skin Bracer, now in spice, too. Takes care of men who take care of their skin. Skin Bracer Aftershave.
By men.
Coming up in 2 weeks on CBS Sports Saturday, Andy Gannigan provides the Puncher's Challenge. Alexis Arguello brings the championship tradition, the WBC Lightweight Championship.
Mark Whale will be looking for his 18th consecutive championship victory with this fight, and Gannigan making his first bid for a championship title next week, or in 2 weeks, sorry, 2 weeks, on CBS Sports Saturday. And don't forget, you're going to see Mancini and Frias in their one-round sock'em knockout between games. An update from Brent Musburger on Sugar Ray Leonard's problems. And that is a sobering story indeed for one of the great champions in boxing and one of the fine gentlemen in any sport.
And that's true. In the second game, you got San Antonio and the Lakers. I want to tell you something. That will be a physical game. Because both those teams are strong, tough athletes. And
Richardson turned the ball over. Do you think, how do you dope that series going in? Now, San Antonio can't cause problems for the Lakers, but the Lakers may be playing the best ball of anyone in the playoffs.
Well, San Antonio, I think, surprised everyone by in the number of games it took them to eliminate Seattle. Because I think that most people would have favored
Charles Bradley said he was a crowd pleaser.
And a coach pleaser, too, with that. But San Antonio is a little better than people think they are. And they I think they won a season series in L.A.
All right, Philadelphia had a 6-2 lead very early in our game. Celtics outscored them 10-1, moved out to a 12-7 lead, and never looked back.
This is driving machine country, and this is Dodge 400. The cockpit says personal luxury, the driving pure excitement. Front-wheel drive, an extraordinary mileage, 2-door and 4-door, and a new Dodge 400 convertible. And now only Dodge protects your investment with a 5-year or 50,000-mile plan for engine and powertrain protection, outer body rust-through protection, and free scheduled maintenance.
It's a personal driving machine.
Dodge 400, America's personal driving machine.
When people ask me why I'm such a great base dealer, I tell them, concentrate on one thing, and you could become the best. Just like Kentucky Fried Chicken. All they do is chicken. Cooked the Colonel's own special way that seals in all that great flavor. Fact is, this base dealer just loves going for home. So I can get to my favorite flavor.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do it right. Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
A drop of H2O. It's water to you, but to millions of algae and bacteria, it's home. Right in your pool, swimming with your kids. How do you stop them? With HTH every day. There's no stronger pool chlorinator. Watch. HTH kills bacteria in seconds. So use this formula, H2O plus HTH, because you don't want anything swimming in your pool except your kids. H2O plus HTH, the formula for clean water.
Miller High Life Most Valuable Player Award goes to 2 players. Robert Parrott, 24 points, 14 rebounds, 7 block shots, 2 assists. He had his last 8 shots. And Larry Bird, 24 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 steals, and a block shot. The Miller High Life $1,000 donation will be made to the Special Olympics on behalf of both Larry Bird and Robert Parrott. Edwards inside a mix. Fouled by Danny Ainge with 45 seconds to play. Biggest lead in the ball game, 48 points at 110-62. Executive producer of NBA basketball, Jim Harrington. Game produced by Michael Burke. Our director, Sandy Grossman. And everyone who has helped. Bill Barnes, Joe Vetrano, Mother's Day, Bill Brown, Marty Aronoff, our statistician, Bob Siderman, our audio man, and everyone. We don't always mention all their names, but they're all valuable. As you're going to take a look at all the videotape the cameraman. Happy Mother's Day to all of the family of our crew, including Neil McCaffrey, who's right in front of us.
Is that who that is?
Yes, he's right in front of us, so how to do it. How to do it. Neil, we take care of you, Neil. Philadelphia bench. There's Neil McCaffrey.
That looks like a camera.
Every sport. Super Bowl, golf, everywhere. He's on the sidelines now. Philadelphia bench shot 10 for 47, 21%. San Antonio and L.A., Game 1. Best of 7 Western Final. Spurs of course, with George Gervin and the Bruise brothers. But don't forget Mike Mitchell, who causes everyone trouble, particularly L.A. And the Los Angeles Lakers, with McAdoo doing quite a job coming off the bench. And Norm Nixon in his best year. And Magic Johnson, who's really the heart of that ball club.
And I can tell you, these 4 teams that are left are quality teams.
Yep.
There were no real upsets in any series, so that it's pretty much solid form that these are 2 division winners in the West, and Philadelphia had the second best record in the East, so that all of the quality teams are still here.
Charles Bradley, this is the free throw. The lowest scoring playoff game ever by Philadelphia. 79 points, I believe. But they understand. Final seconds. Leading score for Philadelphia was 15. They're glad this one's coming to an end, believe me. Boston trounces the Philadelphia 76ers in impressive fashion. The Celtics lead 1-0 in the best-of-7 Eastern final. And we're going to see you for games 3 and 4 next Saturday and Sunday from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, where either we will have 1-1 going into that third game, or the Celtics will have a 2-0 edge. And a treat for the crowd today, an awesome show by the Boston Celtics. Coach Bill Fitch trying to get that second straight title.
I will have to admit that I was impressed.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much. Takes a lot, I should say. I was going to say it doesn't take much. It takes a lot. All right, every Boston Celtic scored in the ball game. They killed them 121-81 right now as Boston wins at the Garden. 121-81 to take a 1-0 lead in the series in most decisive fashion. Let's return to Brent Musburger in New York.